Yes, yes, yes. EA Sports, it's in the name. EA Sports, it's in the game, people. You catch me as I got my wraps on. I'm just coming back from boxing. So you can excuse the darkness outside and the sweaty exterior. But we move. Guys, I'm bringing you transfer review business right now, yeah? And I am not one of those Chelsea fans who believe, now that the season or the transfer window's come to an end, I'm writing it off. I'm calling it shit because we didn't buy Xavi Simons or because Nico Jackson has left us. If you remember, way back when the Club World Cup was on, I spoke about Nicolas Jackson. And what did I say? I said that red card against Newcastle and the one he got in the Club World Cup could be damning. And the character that Nico Jackson is, with us having just bought Liam Delap and with João Pedro coming in, I'm a vibe. I'm an energy guy. The energy just gave me your time is up vibes. Yeah. And the mentality, listen, don't get me wrong. I like Nico Jackson. I really do. I think he's a good technical player. I think his close control is good. I think he's got good upper body strength. I think there's a player in there. He's not like a natural striker. You can see he hasn't got those natural striking instincts. But there is a good player there. There is a good player there. And I would have been happy to keep him. But the key thing that Chelsea fans who are saying, why are we need three strikers, why are we letting him go? It doesn't make any sense. What we've got to remember is, in football, it's not just black and white. There's shades of grey. And that shade of grey for Nico Jackson is his temperament. In this game of football, we have to consider the temperament, the mental. Mental means more than the physical at the end of the day, especially in sport, in this sport, in football that we're talking about now. And Nico Jackson's temperament is, he is emotional. He is an emotional man. He's an emotional man. Nothing wrong with that. I ain't pointing no fingers or saying it's a bad thing, but it's not one of those characters who can easily accept being a number two to, another striker, a Liam Delap or João Pedro. The past 2 seasons when he's been here, he's been the main man. He's been up front leading the line, hardly any competition. An injured Broya, a David Washington, a Mark Gay who got injured at the same time as him. Do you know what I mean? He's never really had competition. The moment it came, knowing the character that he is, you can tell, you can get a vibe. I've known him for 2 years now. You can get a vibe for his character. He wasn't easily going to accept that. And lo and behold, he'd accepted a loan move to Bayern Munich. And that's not a surprise to me. And the reason why we're not going to be worse off, we won't be worse off, is because you don't want a Nico Jackson coming back to us after a failed loan move to Bayern Munich. And he's going to be upset knowing the character that he is. He's going to be up in his feelings. He's going to be caught up in his feelings about it. Yeah, he's not going to be able to give 100%. Whereas other players can. Nah. I've watched football long enough. Nico ain't one of them guys, bruv. Nico is not one of them guys. And I won't be surprised. I will not be surprised if he has a good loan at Bayern Munich and he does well. But it works for all parties, man. I reckon he will score goals. He'll feast out there. Them high lines in the Bundesliga, he'll feast out there. But his time with us has come to an end. And I'm not mad about it. I think for us to elevate to the next level, we need a striker with more natural instincts, a ball striker, a striker with heading ability. And Liam Delap and João Pedro fit those profiles. Plus, on top of that, I'm happy with Mark Gue coming back. Yes, I think it was unfortunate for him last season to get injured when he did. Remember, he got injured when Nico got injured. Yeah, that was a period where he could have picked up a lot of minutes, a lot of game time, but unfortunately for him, he picked up that hamstring injury. Yeah, but we brought him back. Delap's out. It looks like he's going to be out. I mentioned in the last video, if it's a pull, it's going to be 6 to 8 weeks. It could be even more because it is a hamstring pull. And it's sounding like it's going to be even more than 8 weeks, possibly 12. So we're looking at 3 months. So he's going to get a good run of games. Him and João Pedro will be sharing that striking role. And he's going to be good. He's going to get a good amount of games, which will, lighting's good here, boy. Check it out. Yeah, which will be good for his improvement as a player, his improvement as a young striker, his development. It'll be great for it. So I'm all for Mark Guehi coming back from loan. I think it's somewhat of a like for like in Liam for Liam Delap in that sense. Just a guy who's a few years younger, but he's already displayed good heading ability, good strength. He likes to rough people up. I like what I see from him. Like I said, this is a good chance for him to fully develop. A very good chance for him to fully develop. So yeah, it's one of those ones. It's one of those ones where right now, as I assess our transfer window at the end of it all, I'm not one of them who think, oh, it's all doom and gloom. We should have done more. Like, we've got money in for this player and that player. Why haven't we spent it? What people have to realise is, I think the sporting directors are looking at this holistically. They're not looking at this saying, okay, we've got to get this player in and this profile in for like the here and the now, right here and the now. They're obviously clocking the facts, having to look behind me. When you're doing videos in the hood, so you got to have your wits about you, boy. But yeah, they're looking at the squads and they're realising we have young players coming through, some who are already at Strasbourg, like your Payeses, your Saar, who can play central centre-back or left centre-back as well. Your Asalamino, who's at Dortmund now. We have our young defenders coming through and young players in general. Quenda coming in from Sporting in the summer. We have young players with very high potential coming through. We don't want to block their pathway by buying players now in the summer that will be a bottleneck for their development in the future. They're thinking long term here. We're playing chess, not checkers, B. That's what everyone has to realise. Everyone's disappointed about our summer so far or saying that it didn't end great. Listen, you have to think holistically, think long term. And I believe this is what our directors are doing. They're thinking long term. They know what we have in the pipeline coming in. They've looked and they've scouted the market. They've seen if there's any profiles that can like be a little bit of a stopgap. And, you know, there isn't. There isn't a player who can come in, be a stopgap, and cover Colwell whilst not blocking Saar or Asalamino. There ain't them players out there. So I'd rather wait, see the season out with the players that we've got. And I believe we do have adequate cover for them spots there to replace Colwell and whatnot. And then use the players who are coming in, like our Saars, like our Asalamino next summer. Use them, bred them in, and now make sure our talents don't get wasted. You know, we've got these talents, talent hoarding, as our rivals say. It's not talent hoarding when they're actually we've got a plan for them to play games moving forwards. And we have got a plan for them to play games moving forwards. That's why we're not blocking them this summer. So think of it long term, man. Like, obviously the news has come through as well. The news has come through that Mark Guehi is not going to Liverpool. And this season, you know my mentality. I told you, man, already, I'm going into it thinking we can win the Champions League and I want a title challenge. We can challenge for the Premier League title. Yeah, so with Liverpool not getting Mark Guehi, listen, they've already got Alexander Isak. They got him already. So not getting Mark Guehi is a massive plus. A massive, massive plus, man. Like, I can't stress that enough. If you want to challenge and not make them run away with it, as they did last year, we'll be closer anyway. We'll be closer naturally because we are a better team than we were last season. But to keep it as a real good fight, it's a massive bonus that they haven't replaced Konate after he got injured the other day, and they haven't added Guehi to their ranks. So that's a massive bonus because Alexander Isak, I said Isak in the last take, but no, Alexander Isak is going to slap differently, man. He's going to slap differently. So we have to be wary of them. I think it's going to be, based on what we've seen so far, we have a good chance. I said it here from someone. I'm saying it again now at the end of the transfer window. Chelsea fans, we have a good chance of the Premier League title. Rival fans, you know it's true. You know it's true. You can smell us. You know you can smell someone coming. That smells like success over there. That west part of London. That's smelling like success. Yeah. No, I smell it too. I smell it too, man. And this is only the beginning. We're only going to get stronger. This is the benefits of having a team that's so young and developing. We're only going to get better. So, my people, I'm going to wrap this up now. Wrap up this transfer review. Leave it as a parting message and say to you guys, the Chelsea fans especially, don't be disheartened at the end of the window. We've had a good window. I give it 8 out of 10. Actually, maybe that's a bit too nice. I say a 7.5, which is still very good. A 7.5 out of 10 window, you know. We've got good recruits in Liam Delap, João Pedro, Joro Yato. We can finally give Cucurella a rest. We can finally give Caicedo a rest. We've got Asugo in there as well. We've got Santos back from loan. Listen, we've got a good squad, man. We've got a good squad to compete. So, listen, smash up the lights, people. Give me your take. Give me your outlook on our transfer window. How do you guys think it has gone? and let me know, people. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, people. Peace.